Dallas Cowboys fans, IndyCar Tim here with your Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz on the DSP Media Podcast Network and on the Fish YouTube channel. Welcome into the show. Welcome into either channel you're watching on. We appreciate you very much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Like the video and leave us a great comment here on the video if you are indeed watching on YouTube. Or if you're listening on your favorite podcast app at a later date, we appreciate you too. The Cowboys have been known this year for lots of different storylines. Of course, the injury to Prescott at the very beginning of the season. Then I think the Cooper Rush 4-game winning streak kind of took over headlines for everybody. And then when Dak came back, the comment made by Jerry Jones about a potential quarterback controversy, of course, very much tongue-in-cheek by Jerry, that sort of took over the headlines. But the one steady storyline, I think, for the most part, throughout the season has been the defense, as they have very quietly helped this team along to an 8-3 record here after 11 games. Just 6 more to go, and the Cowboys again find themselves at 8-3, still with hopes of the division, although it's going to take somewhat of a collapse by the Eagles, which is fully possible. Don't take that for granted that the Eagles could implode at any minute now, but I think very quietly the defense has been the star of the season this year. And one of the stars of the defense of the season, of course, Trevon Diggs. Now, we all remember the year he had last year, the 11 interceptions, the most by any Dallas Cowboy since Everson Walls in 1981. And we were curious how he would follow that up this year. And even with those 11 interceptions last year, there were issues, right? We saw him get burned a few times. He seemed to take tremendous risks to get those interceptions, and because of that, he gave up a tremendous amount of yardage at the same time. Now, the Cowboys, regardless of those 11 interceptions, the Cowboys ranked 20th in pass defense last year. They gave up over 4,000 yards. I don't remember what the exact number was. And that was one of the complaints about Diggs' game. So, in the offseason, Dan Quinn sort of challenged him. He said, make your game better all around, make yourself a better player all around. And I don't think any of us expected Diggs to repeat those 11 interceptions. I didn't even come close to it, really. I don't know that I did for sure. But has he become a better player? He's only got 3 picks this year. He had 8 this time last year after 11 games. Does that mean he's not playing well? Of course not. I mean, the eyeball test, we all watch the games every week. I think he's a much, much better all-around player this year than he was in previous seasons. And Diggs challenged himself, and we know that Diggs set goals for himself last year in the offseason. As a matter of fact, we have a quote here that Fish had over at CowboysSI.com. This was the first week of training camp. Diggs said, "I feel like this defense can go really far. I'm really excited and proud of what we did last year, and I feel like it was a good start to build on. We've got a good base, a good ground, a good foundation, and we just have to build off of that," end quote. So, again, unless he goes on some sort of a tear this year, he's not going to match that 11 interceptions or even come close. But I don't think that means he's regressed, as a lot of people have said, because they're not seeing those interception numbers. Those people clearly don't know football. They don't watch it very often, or they just don't know how to watch a defensive player perform well, I guess. I don't know what the excuse is for it. But so last year, Diggs posted a 59.6 Pro Football Focus grade. That's really, really low for a player with 11 picks. Extremely low, which means his other aspects of his game were lacking. So he worked on it in the offseason. He worked on it with Dan Quinn. The number for the Cowboys last year when they had the 20th ranked defense was they allowed 4,049 yards. This season, how's Diggs doing? Well, the Cowboys are now the number 1 rated passing defense in terms of yardage, with just 1,955 yards allowed through 11 games. Diggs has his Pro Football Focus grade up to 70.8, which puts him, according to that, on that site, the 5th best corner in the league. And that might be just about right. I don't know. If you think he's graded higher or lower, let me know on the comment section here on Twitter, at IndyCarTim. Love to hear from you. But look what he did against Justin Jefferson, who I think could be the best wide receiver in the league within a matter of a couple of years, especially if he gets a quarterback, right? Justin Jefferson, while Trevon Diggs was covering him in Week 11, 2 catches, 19 yards, and 1 ball batted away by Diggs. I think he finished the game with 3 catches, 33 yards. I think Brown or I forget who was covering him on the other pass, but it wasn't Diggs. So 2 catches, 19 yards for literally one of the best receivers in the league, who's having a good season very quietly as well, too. So, yeah, anybody complaining about Trevon Diggs and his interception totals this year needs to look at the big picture, needs to look at how he's helped this team, how he's helping this defense, one of the league's best defenses, and he is clearly one of the best players along with Parsons and a couple of other guys who are having really good seasons. You look at Dorrance Armstrong, you look at DeMarcus Lawrence. A lot of these guys are having really good seasons. So, anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, let me know what your thoughts are on this on the comment section there underneath the video, or find me on Twitter at IndyCarTim. The show is at Cowboys Daily Pod. Also on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you there. That's going to do it. Until next time, boys and girls, we'll see you.